Today on the workbench I have this is an Athearn Genesis SD45-2, and it is DCC ready. So what we're going to do to it, what I think I'm going to do to it, is just put a Soundtraxx adapter in this. Let's get this apart. We'll pull the coupler off and then the body should slide right off. But yeah, I want to put in a new put a decoder in this. So we'll pull the coupler boxes off, and like I say, this is DCC ready, so it has a connector in it already, or it should, if it's like all the other Athearn ones I've done. Pull that out, and then I don't think there's any other screws, but evidently I'm wrong. Pull that one right out of the fuel tank. Actually, I don't need to, I just saw it. There are screws right here behind the front truck. So I can pull that out. And then there's one on the opposite side by that rear truck. Turn that around, and there. Okay, I thought I'd dropped it inside. Now, what am I catching on? I've got the rear released. Of course, I've got the styrofoam still in this. Oh, let's get a small knife here. Not sure what I'm catching on right here. Right there in the center. Alright. What can I do here without breaking anything? The flat blade. I believe that it just released. There it is. Not sure what that's caught on still. Unless it's that front coupler box. There we go. Alright, what a pain. Anyway, I won't have to put an adapter in it. This has a 21 pin plug in it. I won't have to change anything. I will need to put a speaker in it. And I think that is a 28 millimeter speaker. Boy, I'm having a hard time here today with things, trying to get them apart. There's one screw out. There's the other one. Okay, so the weight fell right out of it. All right. Now, all we need to do is pull not the whole thing. All right. So there's our dummy board. So let me get a decoder and a speaker, and I'll be back. Okay, we've got our decoder here, and it'll sit right in there like that. This is a Soundtraxx decoder. It's a 6-function decoder. And then we've got, so that's simple enough, just to put that in. Then we have our speaker that goes right here. It's a 28 millimeter Soundtraxx speaker. It'll just drop right in, and I should be able to reuse the screws that came out of it to hold. I may have to cut them off a little bit. Well, I won't have to cut them off, but I am going to have to put a little clip on there to hold that in. And I'll just cut a piece of styrene to hold that speaker in. Of course, I'll have to solder the wires to it. But for now, let's see. All right. I've got a thin piece of styrene that's, I believe, it's either 10 or 20 thousandths for that. So I'll go ahead and cut just a little strip of styrene. You might have seen it fly there. So I can take that and I'll just drill a couple of holes in it, and then we'll put it right on. Let's see, I need something to press against. Yeah. Just something to get that started. Then I'll start one on the other side. Drill all the way through. Yep, I still need something to press against. There's one. There's two. Now make sure that the screw fits through it. Yep. And I can cut that in half. Okay. So I've just made a little clip. Just trying to keep it off of the cone there. I think they kind of folded up on me there. So I'm going to have to shape those a little bit and get them down in. Actually, what I can do is I'll just cut that right against the speaker. And then that will sit right down in there. There we go. Now I'll do the same thing up here at the top. Just drop my screwdriver. Put that there. I want to cut that to length. There we go. There's our speaker mounted. And I don't think I'm going to put a keep alive in this. The customer didn't ask for a keep alive. And I really don't think it will need it. But we will get our wires soldered up, tendon soldered. All right. I like these easy ones. Of course, I say that, I'll run into something here in a minute probably. I hope not, but you never know. both of my wires soldered. Now I'll just tin up these pads. There's that. Then our speaker ties in right over here on this edge. So we'll need to get that fluxed up. Right. Extra wire out of the way. Bit of flux. And then there's our speaker. So this is ready to go back together and be tested. And actually, before I put it completely back together, I will test it just to be sure. So I'll be back here in a second. All right, I've got it up on the test track here, got it all back together. And we've got it, I did program it. Of course, it's only got, there's 3 lighting functions on it, front and rear lights. And then we've got our emergency beacon, or our beacons up on top. So I've got all that programmed in there, and I put the address in it. But let's run this thing through its startup sequence. Okay, So we've made it through our startup. There's our speaker. And we'll start ramping it up here just a little bit. Now I've turned the headlight on, and you can see the beacon flashing there. I've got it set up with the headlight to come on. So there you can kind of see it a little better. Now these are not LED bulbs. They're just the stock bulb. So we'll leave that like that. But this was a nice simple install. Basically plug and play. And that's what we like. A few CV adjustments and it's ready to go. So thanks for watching.